Hello, YouTube here. Josh here, I mean. I've been busy. I ended up reorganizing my storage unit because I needed to get this snow blower and that tiller that's behind it up front so it's easier to get them out of here. I already have someone coming for the tiller and the snow blower. This is the lawnmower that I'm still selling. I did put a new blade on it, spark plug air filter. Air filter was pretty plugged, so that's all squared away. I accidentally broke the plastic on it. No big deal, it's just a beauty cover. As you can tell, for one thing, you can see a light bulb back there. It gets pretty dark back there, and I had to run a battery powered work light to be able to do stuff. So got a little splitter there and a extension cord just to run a light bulb, so it's a little easier to see. And I had piles of wire up on the floor. I moved those up onto this shelf. There's my ramp, and I can't really use it right now because we got dumped on with like 4 inches of wet slush, so I really won't be moving much stuff out of here. Tractors are doing just fine. Those are 2 leaf blowers in there that I'm gonna end up fixing up and probably keep one of them or both, not quite sure yet. Generator was up there. I moved it back here, sorry. Got my own garbage bag here just because gotta always have paper towels when you're moving heavy antique iron. And the reason why you see both my Tecumseh water pump rig here and my Wisconsin is that makerspace is now closed to everyone due to the COVID-19 issue or plague or virus, whatever you call it. So it's here, so I'm not gonna end up doing much. My Tecumseh is gonna get an oil change, and I'm gonna end up soldering all the connections because that's the weak link for this. And I did a little research. These motors can produce almost 5 amps of power. Not quite sure if the pulley is going to be able to handle that. So I gotta figure out the deal with that. That's another thing. I'm gonna think I might have another pulley. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to work on that. So it's gonna get an oil change with SE30. That's why I have my oil extractor here and my big bin of parts or stuff, so I can work on these remotely here in my storage unit. As you can see, I got another rack, and this is housing all my engines. This space right here was empty. That's where the 2 diesel engines that I will be getting. One will be for parts for the intake radiator for that, because I figured if I can get one of the Yanmar military diesels fairly cheap, then I can just use the proper proper castings to bolt the intake radiators on right onto the engine, not having to deal with anything like a homemade one. And then the one that will be going into that, you can kind of see up there, got my electric motors back there, the Peerless that came out of the snowblower, the vertical shaft engine that came off a mower, two engines up there. That red one is most likely going to end up going on the crosscut saw if I ever get around to it, because the Kohler, which is down and buried under there, needs a complete rebuild. That's a little dinky spray I found for cheap. The motor deck for this MTD has a proper home, sitting level, oil cans up there, wood stakes. The engines I got at a couple of the engines I got at auction. This is something that you haven't seen. That is a military standard twin. I got it literally the day before my Passat died. Down there is another one of my Briggs, the Larson, the Kohler. And back behind there is the Tecumseh off the snowblower, the Buffalo Tools 2000 watt generator that I took the frame off of. The pallet that the tiller is going to be shipped on, I gotta fix it a little bit. I'm going to put a piece of plywood here and literally strap that to this using wood blocks, and I'll be able to fit the starter generator and all that for my friend down in Florida who's going to buy the tiller. Wisconsin's going to get an oil change. SA30 again. Both these get added zinc because they're older engines and they're flat tappets. That one does need the zinc help. As you can see, the gas tank off this MTD is off. Sorry, I would love to have a wide angle zoom or wide angle lens for this, but that's not going to happen. The fuel tank is off of it. I was thinking about getting a new one of these, but I'm going to just leave it. I can still read it just fine. This fuel line is literally plastic. It's hard as a rock. And I'm going to replace that with some fresh stuff, which I have in there. I got my whole fuel line kit. Plans has sort of changed. Yeah, it looks better without the engine or without the fuel tank. Just some snow just fell off the roof. Supposedly it might. That's one thing about having a lot of stuff in here. This thing is gonna get a new air filter, new spark plug. I'm gonna end up keeping the exhaust. I was thinking about putting the Stanley IH1 muffler on it. And the timer is about to go off for the light. That's whatever. I'm gonna clean the frame, new air filter, new spark plug. I might end up just popping the bowl off and giving it a spray out, and probably pull the float off, see if that has any liquid in it, so that just in case, if that's the reason why it likes to flood. Sorry, So, if that solves the issue, all I need is a new bowl seal. In order to do that, I gotta pull the front cowling off. That's why I have the impact, because because I gotta pull this off. I'll have to chase down the electrical for the headlights, because I will be getting the headlights working again. Wouldn't be surprised if it's just dirty contacts. Sorry. Yeah, they got an oil change last year, so I'm not going to be doing that. New spark plug. Yeah, I might as well check and it'll probably, all I have it up, might as well replace it. I know it's pretty easy to get to, but I figured since I'm going to have the whole front part of the thing off because I want to check the carburetor. So, yeah, so air filter, I'm starting to ramble. And I'm gonna be replacing these zip ties with some stainless steel hose clamps. I'm gonna have to use 2 6-inchers. That's what I did with the Wisconsin. I figured they'll work just fine with the fuel tank. Yeah, you can see it's gonna be kind of fun getting that thing off. And I'm just checking something. Yep, those ouch. Those straps will work, and literally all it does is straps around right here. As you can see, this tractor is filthy. That's one reason why I want to give it a pressure wash. I will be keeping the deck hardware on it. I was thinking about taking it off because it won't be mowing, but if I have to, just order a new belt and throw the deck on and can be used for mowing again. Battery is gonna get some TLC because you can see I tried to take those off with a standard Phillips and just stripped out, so it's most likely gonna either get a new battery or give it a really good cleanup. So that's up with the 1988 tractor. Of course, it's missing a foam here. I can easily get those. Choke and throttle also work. This still works. I'll probably end up having to troubleshoot the headlight switch, and I can easily do that with just a voltmeter. Yeah, you can kind of see the difference between the two. This thing is about 3/4 the size of that thing, so yeah. Yeah, I got decent chunk of wire from work they were tossing out because no longer could use it or outdated. Hi, thought I'd do a quick edit. Sort of. I moved everything by myself, slid the pallet, the blue one, on the hard concrete, dry. It was a pain in the butt. The tractors were the big blue one wasn't too big a deal because that one moves nice, but the one that had the tiller attached to it, the rusty white one, here's Hobbs, was sort of a pain due to I had to use a hand ollie to lift the front end because both tires are off the rim. That was a little pain. Plus that has chains, so it's a little harder to maneuver it around. And I lifted the Wisconsin engine by myself, and that also overdid it. And that was this weekend. And I rearranged my storage unit on the 14th. So I thought I would give you that little bit of extra info. See you in the next video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.